Hello my Sloth Squad, welcome back to another Iceberg video. Sorry for the really long wait, I've been playing lots of Kingdom Hearts lately.
Dance, water, dance!
But don't worry about that, because today we're going over the Storytime animation Iceberg. Storytime animation is a YouTube genre of animation where somebody will tell a story using a kind of little avatar persona of them, and it's animated. This Iceberg was not made by me, obviously, because I was trying not to pull my hair out while climbing the North Mountain in Arendelle in Kingdom Hearts 3. This was made by Gmask Draws on Twitter, so go check out his Twitter and give them some love. Lastly, if you could please consider subscribing to the channel, that would be great. According to the YouTube people, only about 3% of you guys are actually subscribed. So if you could subscribe, hit that like button, it would be greatly appreciated. My goal is to hit at least 500 subscribers by the end of the summer. And one more thing, some things on this Iceberg might be kind of triggering to some people, so if you have some issues with mentions of eating disorders, sexual assault, or abuse, please be warned that this might not be the best video for you in some cases, but this will mostly be on the lower tiers. Well, without further ado, let's get started with the Storytime animation Iceberg. Jaden Animations. This is literally one of the biggest Storytime animation channels. Jaden Animations has about 9.86, almost 10 million subscribers on YouTube. And in fact, I'm one of those 9.86 million. She makes videos about her life and other stuff such as gaming and Pokemon and all that other stuff in the form of animations, obviously. She started posting videos back in 2014 and is still going strong today. The Odd Ones Out / James. The other massive Storytime animator, the Odd Ones Out, or James as I will be referring to him in this video, is the kind of male counterpart to Jaden Animations. James also makes Storytime animation videos about his life experiences and his thoughts on various things such as reality shifting. He has amassed about 16.6 million subscribers and also started posting in 2014 like Jaden. If you don't know Jaden or James, oh boy, you are not prepared for this Iceberg. Jaden Animation Nuzlocke. So Jaden Animations has kind of strayed away from life stories as of late and been making videos lately about her experiences playing certain games. She set a speedrun record in Cooking Mama, and she's played some games that are similar to Pokemon. But her most popular gaming videos are her Pokemon Nuzlocke. For those of you who are unaware and have never played a Pokemon game or know what a Nuzlocke is, a Nuzlocke in Pokemon is where you can only catch one Pokemon per route, and if a Pokemon faints, it's dead. There are other rules and other ways to play a Nuzlocke, but this is the basic rules of the thing. Jaden has done 2 Nuzlocke thus far, her first one being in Pokemon Ruby and her second one being in Pokemon Platinum. I would recommend watching both videos as Jaden presents these stories like a freaking anime and it's absolutely amazing and it's so freaking cool. Ari. This is the name of Jaden Animation's pet bird. She got him about like 3-4 years ago and mentions Ari quite often, even having a few videos dedicated to Ari, such as having a birthday video almost every year for Ari. One cool thing about Ari is if Jaden tries to hand him over to anyone, he's gonna try to avoid touching them.
He's like leaning. Bye. Dave, you want Ari to lean away from you?
Jaden has another bird as well, but that one's not mentioned as often, but we'll talk about that one later. Memes. There have been many memes that have been snuck into the Storytime animators videos, such as Jaden doing the Club Penguin dance, this cool dance that Jaden does that became a meme, or this dance that James does to the Dragon Tales theme, and heck, look at the cereal box in this Odd Ones Out video. Pretty sussy. Anyway, there's many more examples of memes and videos, and the Storytime animators also will become memes of their own based on stuff they say, such as this image of little James fighting against a giant computer, which kind of blew up on Reddit. It's Alex Clark. It's Alex Clark, or just Alex Clark, is an animation channel with about 4.34 million subscribers. His main style of content consists of highly exaggerated and clickbaity stories where he kind of bases them on real life a bit, but they are mostly highly exaggerated and you can kind of tell that they're a bit fake. His most popular video is a video talking about the story of his hot babysitter, and don't worry, we will get to them later. Merch. There has been tons of merch for the various Storytime animators. There's pins, t-shirts, books, plushies, heck, even a few card games. Almost every single one of the Storytime animators seems to have merch, even if it's just t-shirts, and it is everywhere. James seems to have the most widely available merch, as in not on the internet and actually in stores, as James has written 2 books, and I've seen Odd Ones Out merchandise in Five Below, if you can believe it. Scribble Showdown. Scribble Showdown is a game show-like tour where the artists of Jaden Animations, Egoraptor, or Aaron, Rubber Ninja, James, and Domix would all go head-to-head in drawing competitions in several little mini rounds for the honor of winning the animation best animator belt thing. The show is actually, I believe, still going on today, with several shows planned for 2021. Music videos. Many of the Storytime animators have actually made music videos and their own original songs. A few notable examples include Boy in a Band working with Jaden Animations on Empty about her anorexia, which we'll get to later, and working on a song with James called Life is Fun. Something Else YT has also made 3 entire songs, and James also made a song with Rumi about how much of a good and humble person he is, and the list just goes on and on. Seriously, these guys make music videos about practically everything. My favorite of these is probably Life is Fun, because I love me a good upbeat song where the lyrics are just slightly depressing. Mr. Beast. So, the Storytime animation community has had lots of interactions with Mr. Beast. The main one I want to highlight though in this video is the 100k YouTuber Battle Royale that Mr. Beast did, where James, Jaden, and Anthony Padilla ended up winning one of the rounds. James, in fact, made a whole video on it about how they won and all that fun stuff, so I'll be sure to link it in the description if you're one of the 3 people who hasn't watched it. Ice Cream Sandwich. This is a Storytime animation YouTuber with about 1.77 million subscribers. He's mostly made videos that aren't really stories per se, but are just like general topics, like public transportation or sisters. The last video he posted as of writing this was a door tier list that was posted about a month ago. Fan art. Obviously, in a fandom centered around animations and, well, animators, there is some incredible fan art out there of Jaden, James, Rebecca Parham, and many more. And sometimes, in fact a lot of the time, there's crossover pieces of art where all of the animation YouTubers cross over, and it all looks amazing. Among Us. So this probably refers to the fact that some of the Storytime animation YouTubers, such as Jaden Animations, play Among Us quite frequently with various different streamers. Jaden has played with the likes of PewDiePie and AlphaRad, as well as a few others. I'm not sure if any other Storytime animators play Among Us, but I know for a fact that Jaden does, as I am subscribed to AlphaRad, so. Books. James has written 2 books so far at the time of writing this. They're basically like book versions of his videos, but with exclusive stories, art, and more. I don't know if any other Storytime animators have written any books, but James is probably the most well-known of these Storytime animators for writing books of similar material. VC Podcast. The VC Podcast, or Voice Chat Podcast, is a podcast that was created by the Amazing, Laddie, and Russian Vader, 3 Storytime animators. And they will talk about random topics with various Storytime animator guest stars such as James, Jaden, Wolfie Jew, CypherDen, and many more. Story Booth. This is another Storytime animation channel, but this one's a little bit different. Story Booth is a channel where people submit stories that they want to tell, and the people at Story Booth animate them and turn them into videos. All of these stories are submitted by people, so it's not like some Storytime channels, which we'll get into later. Story Booth has so many interesting stories, such as people coming out, how people left abusive relationships, and a lot more. The channel has around 4.57 million subscribers, so check them out if you want some cool, interesting, funny, and emotional stories. Animation Squad. This is the name for the group of Storytime animators consisting of Jaden Animations, Tim Tom, Tony V Toons, Audvin's Out, The Amazing, Domix, It's Out Clark, CypherDen, Black Sen, and Something Else YT. They are known as the Animation Squad because their content is in an animated format. I guess you could compare it to something like Team Crafted or The Lunch Club, but way less problematic than those two groups that I mentioned above. Life Noggin. Life Noggin is another Storytime animator, I know, shocking, who's quite a bit different from other Storytime animators. Life Noggin is a bit like the Vsauce of the Storytime animation community. Life Noggin makes videos of solving some of life's great mysteries about the world, and the channel sits at a pretty nice chunk of subscribers, and his avatar kind of looks like a little glowy Minecraft character. I know it's not, but that's just how I'm describing it. Jaden X James. This is a ship that is pretty popular in the fandom, and it has been for quite a long time. I'm not gonna fact check if it's still popular today because of another point on this iceberg, which I fear. Anyway, people ship them together mostly because they were like the first two massive Storytime animators, and they collabed multiple times and were pretty good friends with each other, so of course people ship them together. I mean, what would you expect? This is the internet people. Foot of a Ferret. Foot of a Ferret is a YouTuber with about 811k subs. He makes videos about various video games and cartoons and got pretty popular for his Brief History of series, where he would go over a quick timeline of events about certain topics or people. He will frequently collab with other Storytime animators and has made brief history videos on several of the Storytime animators such as Jade Animations or Tabs. VidCon. VidCon is one of the major video conventions for YouTubers. Many of the Storytime animators are featured creators in these conventions and have several panels where they talk about animation and just general YouTube stuff. Many times these creators will meet up with their fans there, and they will make vlogs and video recaps about it, and they'll also hang out with their friends who are also animators there too. It's just a giant meetup of YouTubers. Domix and Swoozy. Domix and Swoozy are actually the first Storytime animators to appear on YouTube. Swoozy was the first, I believe, to make a Storytime video, with Domix following close behind. And these two still make videos and are both pretty popular today. I believe Domix is a bit more well known than Swoozy, but Swoozy is still popular. Andre. This point most likely refers to Andre Terry? I think that's how you pronounce it. He's a YouTuber who talks about various pop culture topics, like how Dream got so successful on YouTube, or something about Jake or Logan Paul, among other things. He has about 2.86 million subscribers, and the cool thing about his avatar is he has another character who's a duck who's known as Wilfer. Jaden face reveal. For a long time, Jaden didn't officially show her face. Part of it was because she didn't want people to judge her channel based on how she looks, but the other huge part was because Jaden actually suffered from anorexia. This is basically where she would starve herself and make sure that she didn't eat too many calories at all, basically to the point where it's unhealthy. Her mental state also was extremely degraded, and she didn't really tell anyone. finally she did end up getting help and showed her face at the end of the video. The video was released in 2017, and after, there has been an outpouring of support for Jaden, and I believe Jaden is doing way better now. Daft Pina. Daft Pina is a commentary YouTuber that likes to make criticism videos about various YouTubers, the most popular of which are probably the Storytime animators. They have ranted about the sameness of every Storytime animator, talked about the problems with multiple of the Storytime animators, such as their problems with Jaden animations, or their problems with The Odd Ones Out, and so on. They're not perfect, as we'll see in a few layers down, but they do have a pretty nice following. Harry. This was the name of a moth that James had when he was little. It was a white-lined sphinx moth that James found, and his sister named him Harry. Harry ended up becoming the kindergarten class pet, but when they released him, since the teacher didn't want to have to explain death to the kids, since Harry wouldn't survive the year, when they let him free, Harry was eaten by a bird. R.I.P. Harry. Fly high, dude. This is all told in a video on James's channel called Harry the Moth. And Harry the Moth has become kind of a big part of the Odd Ones Out lore. VR. So this probably refers to the fact that people have made VR models of the Storytime animators such as James and other things like that in VR chat. And some of the Storytime animators have also made VR videos on things like VR chat or other stuff. Rebecca's other talents. So Rebecca is not just an amazing animator, no sir, she's a theater kid and a Disney junkie. She has many talents due to this, including singing and acting. She shows off her singing talents quite frequently, and her acting can be seen a lot in her videos as well. James's fursona. So James has stated many times in his video that he's not a furry, yet he actually does have a fursona. His fursona is a blue wolf with a yellowish orangey bandana named Chip. It has made cameos in several videos, and he has a fursuit of it, which he has shown off on his Instagram, I believe. Random thoughts. This was a popular topic that went around the Storytime animation community. It started with Jaden posting a video about her random thoughts back in 2017. And a few months later, James did the same thing, and it kind of sparked this trend in the Storytime animation community of the Storytime animators talking about random thoughts they just had. Yeah, it was pretty popular for a while, but it eventually died down. YouTubes. YouTubes, by the way, is a company that makes figurines of various YouTubers that are available for a limited time. Some of these include Wilbur Soot, Fundy, Tubbo, Tommy and RT Game, and way more. Several of the Storytime animators have gotten YouTubes of their own, such as Ice Cream Sandwich, Ginger Pale, Tabs, Emirichu, and more. They in fact have an entire animator collection of YouTubes. We still have yet to see Jaden Animations or The Odd Ones Out as a YouTube's figure, but due to the fact that YouTube's likes to add figures to their collection quite frequently, who knows, we might get a Jaden Animations or Odd Ones Out figure pretty soon. Something else YT. Yes, the third of the Jaden, James, and Adam trio. Adam, or Something Else YT, is a channel with about 4 million subscribers. He makes Storytime animation videos, and his avatar kind of looks similar to James, but his avatar is taller, and he has horns and a red hoodie. I believe he was also one of the first Storytime animators to actually make an original song. Illymation. Illymation is a YouTuber who has about 1.77 million subscribers. She started out working for Alex Clark on his YouTube channel before making her own YouTube channel. Their most popular videos are the ones about their abusive ex-boyfriend that controlled over their life for years before she finally left him. She still posts videos today and was actually nominated for a Streamy Award in 2020. Tim Tom. This is a Storytime YouTuber who is a part of the Animation Squad. He has about 1.87 million subscribers. His character looks pretty similar to James and has made several videos featuring other Storytime animators from this list. Geez, I feel like a broken record at this point already from how many times I have to say Storytime YouTuber and with how little there is to say about each one. So sorry if these synopsises of these YouTubers start to get a bit short because there's not really much I can say on each one. Let me explain Studios. Another decently big Storytime animation channel is Rebecca Parham's, or Let Me Explain Studios as everyone knows her channel as. It's a channel with a lot of subscribers, again, telling stories about their life and other things. One difference that makes Becca stand out from everyone else is that all of her characters are mouth and noseless, only showing their expressions through their eyes. And 2, she went to the Ringling College for Animation, aka the place where the Pixar and Disney animators, or at least a lot of them, went to. And Becca has tons of stories about this on her channel, and she mentions it in her Draw My Life video, Kickstarter. So The Odd Ones Out launched a Kickstarter for his card game known as Cafe Chaos. The Kickstarter actually got fully funded and the card game launched successfully. One of the goals in the Kickstarter was an animator pack that was a limited edition pack where you could get various other Storytime animators from YouTube in the card game, and it featured creators like Gingerpale, Jaden Animations, Suaboy. James used to work at a Subway, but in the videos where he talks about his experiences working in retail at Subway and talking about the various employees and customers that he had to work with, he refers to the place as Suaboy, an intentional mispronunciation to be funny, which it then created its own little off-brand thing called Suaboy, and it has now become a staple of his channel, and he has made 4 parts to his Suaboy series. Did Storytime Animation save internet animation? So basically, before the Storytime animators were very popular, animation was kind of dead on YouTube due to the fact that the algorithm favored videos that had longer watch times, such as videos over 10 minutes. And due to the fact that animations took so long to make, and they most of the time weren't over 10 minutes, which is not good for the ad revenue, as I said, the animations were kind of just few and far between on YouTube. Until the new Storytime animators saved it with their simple animations and over 10-minute videos. James's comics. James doesn't just make YouTube videos, he makes comics as well. A lot of them are referenced in his videos, and in fact, his profile picture is a panel from one of his comics, of his character jumping into a pool. There have been many of these comics, and I'm pretty sure they're posted quite frequently. Tofu, the name of Jaden Animation's other parrot, which I mentioned earlier. She got Tofu in around 2019, so it was quite a bit after Ari. Tofu has been in a few videos, but not in the same amount of videos as Ari, or had as much attention as Ari has, as Ari is the main bird that everybody knows. Odd Ones Out Red Shorts. The infamous red shorts. These are shorts that James seems to wear quite frequently in his vlogs, such as the videos where he bathes in sprinkles or jumps into sprinkles to represent his subscriber count. And his profile picture has his character wearing, well, red shorts. The red shorts just seem to be a motif within James's channel. Datus and Emirichu. Emirichu and Datus are both Storytime YouTubers who each have their own channels. They confirmed that the two of them were dating on April Fool's Day, so people did believe them, but they then came out and said that it wasn't in April Fool's, and both of them, I believe, are still active on their channels, and they are still dating. So, yeah, very cool. Jaden swearing. Jaden is known to keep her videos pretty family-friendly, where she doesn't really swear. Sort of like Bad Boy Halo in the Minecraft YouTubers. did an entire Iceberg video on. Actually, check it out in the card above. Anyway, she's not really known to swear very much, and when she does, the commenters are usually pretty shocked, as they don't hear her swear very often. A lot of times she swears on other people's videos, and there are clips of her swearing. Here are just a few examples.
Check, arms, neck, back, fuck.
Fuck you, chat.
Oh, Chad! James said fuck
It's
you!
not my-
So yeah, again, I don't know why we make such a big deal out of innocent people swearing. Everyone swears. It's really not a huge deal. Cameos. There have been many times when various YouTubers would appear in the background of the Storytime animation YouTubers' videos, and many times the Storytime animators would help with voice acting on other people's channels as like a sort of cameo, per se. And the Storytime animators also like to cameo in each other's videos when they collab a lot. Suabway's location. So basically, the Suabway James worked at and told many stories about actually shut down. I don't actually know if we know the exact location of the Suabway, but even if we do, looks like we're not going to be able to visit it anymore and talk to people about the Odd Ones Out because it is actually closed. It got shut down, I think, maybe possibly due to 2020, but who knows. Tawny Mado. Tawny Mado is a YouTuber with 54.4k subs. He is an animated Storytime channel, obviously, and is probably most well known for dating Illymation for a time. He has made Storytime animation videos and obviously, as I said, dated Illymation, but he doesn't really post that often anymore, so his channel's kinda dead. The criticisms. So the Storytime animators have been lobbed with criticisms left and right that their styles are lazy, they all seem to have the same copy-paste content where they all tell the same kind of stories, and a bunch of them have been told that they can't handle criticisms. The commentary YouTubers had their heyday criticizing everyone quite a few years back, so you might have to look back pretty far in people's channels if you're gonna find them. Maybe subtracting Daft Peanut, but who knows at this point. Some of these popular commentary YouTubers that criticize them include Turkey Tom, Ellis Mark, Daft Peanut, obviously, Right Opinion, but we'll get to them later. Fan animations. So the fans of Storytime animators have made many fan animations. Many are animation memes where it's just characters that move to the beat of a song, which I was addicted to animation memes back in 2013, but that's not the point right now. But there are a few animations of the Storytime animators interacting, such as animations of them fighting, or animations of just them interacting. And yeah, there's a lot of these out there, you just have to know where to look. YTR. YTR stands for YouTube Rewind, and it's on this iceberg because many of the Storytime animators show up in the YouTube Rewind quite frequently. The most notable thing being when Jaden snuck PewDiePie's chair into the 2018 YouTube Rewind, and also in the 2018 YouTube Rewind,
Let's do the In My Feelings challenge.
Anyway, the animators showing up in Rewind has been a pretty consistent thing from year to year. Boxing match. James challenged Alex Clark to a chess boxing match, where basically two participants would play chess for 3 minutes and then they would box for 3 minutes until someone either won or they got KO'd. And by one I mean one chess. The tournament was streamed, and I think you have to pay a price to stream it, but unfortunately I can't find the video anywhere, and according to a Reddit thread that I found, James actually ended up winning the fight. Fox Goodman and Matt Spicer. Fox Goodman is a member of the Storytime animation community who is pretty infamous for being a tracer of the Odd Ones Out videos. He has been called out for this, even though I'm pretty sure he's denied it. And Matt Spicer was theorized for a while to actually just be Fox Goodman, but his voice was pitched down. And he was also accused of tracing, I believe, as well, even though that one's not true. But recently, though, I believe that Fox has developed a bit more of his own style. I don't know, though. And Matt still makes Storytime videos about his opinions on stuff. And yeah, both of these YouTubers were pretty talked about when it came to copycat Storytime animators. Sir Palo's video. Sir Palo is a YouTuber who makes animations, who has created things like the Spooky Kids.
It is a spooky month! Let's play horror game!
And Maki, and this video.
I want to kill myself.
He made a video titled Every Storytime Animation. The premise of the video was just poking fun at the Storytime animators, as it eventually devolves into complete chaos of the cops trying to capture the Storytime animators, and there's a bit where like the critics of these Storytime animators attack, and it's actually quite funny, and it's a whopping 12 minutes long. Of course, Palo just did this for fun, and it's not mean-spirited at all. It's actually quite funny, and yeah, it's just a fun video. Ginger Pale. Ginger Pale is a Storytime animator with about 1.38 million subs. The unique thing about Ginger's channel is that, first of all, he's self-taught in animation, and his avatar is this purple and green, blob thing? What is this? Anyway, just another channel in the Storytime community. I'm telling you, there's hundreds of these things. Brew Stew. Brew Stew is a YouTuber with about 1.7 million subscribers. He tells random stories about times in his life, and just like stuff like that. They're actually quite entertaining, and the style of his animations is these stick figure-like characters with these plump-like bodies. Fairly easy to draw. And it's not really animated per se, but it's animated enough, so it's cool. Adini Tortellini. Adini Tortellini, or Torty for short, is a Storytime animation channel with about 291k subs. They obviously post stories about their life, and recently they've posted some videos about Among Us and The Mandalorian. Again, another Storytime animation channel. I don't know how many times I can put the same basic stuff into words. Yeah. Tony B. Toon's music career. Tony B. Toons is another Storytime animator, but lately he's actually been publishing music. He goes by Tony22 as his musical artist name, and it seems pretty okay. Kind of like a hip-hop-ish style thing. It's not really my thing, but then again, we all know my favorite genres of music are Kingdom Hearts, Sonic, and Mother 3 soundtracks. He's posted at least one full album and several singles, and some of them have a few music videos as well. Katzune. Katzune is a channel with about 1.1 million subscribers. Their character is a purple cat, and some cool facts about them is that they are non-binary and go by they/them pronouns, and they do Storytime animations with lots of animation memes and music videos mixed in there, and recently they've been doing lots of animation memes and music videos. LS Mark. LS Mark is a YouTuber with about 258k subscribers. He doesn't actually make Storytime animation videos, but he's more of a commentary/review channel. But two of his earliest videos, about 3-ish years ago, are his criticisms on the Storytime animation community. And of course, the video criticizes the Storytime animators for the usual criticisms that I have mentioned before. Nowadays, LS Mark makes videos such as reviewing and rating every single Simpsons episode, which I watched the entire 6 hours of, and it was fantastic. A. Christine's reaction videos. A. Christine is a reaction YouTube channel. Her videos generally consist of her reacting to various Storytime animation channels. These are just your typical reaction videos, and there's nothing really incredible about them. She kind of just sits there and watches the video, occasionally commenting on something being talked about in there. Honestly, I've always found reaction videos boring and really bland, but hey, she enjoys what she's making. It's all cool. I don't really care. Aiden live streams. Jaden will occasionally live stream on her Twitch channel, Jaden Animations. She usually streams games like her Pokemon Nuzlocke or her Cooking Mama speedrun. Her Twitch channel, again, is the same as her YouTube channel, Jaden Animations, but she doesn't actually stream that much, so don't expect her to stream quite often. And she says this in the bio of her Twitch profile, so Luke or something. This is another Storytime animator with about 199k subs, so almost 200k subs. Most of his titles involve the words, "and here's how," such as, "we made a video game, and here's how." He features his friends quite frequently on his channel and has done things, as I said, like create his own video game and other various things. Swoosh. Swoosh, or Infamous Swoosh, is a YouTuber with about 300k subs. He started making videos when he was about 14 to 15 years old and is now 19 years old and still making videos. Unlike some of the other channels, his style has greatly improved over time and he still makes Storytime videos to this day, even 5 years later. I has Cupquake. No, I has Cupquake was not a Storytime animator. She's a gaming YouTuber, but like many gaming YouTubers, they like to have their funny bits of their videos turned into animations. Jaden, before she created her channel, was a huge I Have Cupquake fan, and she asked if she could animate a bit of Cupquake's videos, or one of her videos, since Quake was looking for an animator to animate the video. So Jaden taught herself how to animate, which is how she got her distinct style, and she has just been on a roll ever since. Turkey Tom. This is a commentary YouTuber who's pretty controversial actually. He's made videos criticizing on how the Storytime animators such as James and Tabs can't take criticism. He's also criticized Speechy as well, and many more animators as well. I'm not sure how many people like Turkey Tom still, but hey, he's still making commentary videos, and he recently got into some drama over Dream. The Right Opinion, another commentary channel. This one has about 1 million subscribers. He makes commentary videos and history type videos. He has made videos on the rise and fall of various things such as Club Penguin, the rise and fall of Grade A Under A, and many more. He has made videos on the rise and fall of other Storytime animators such as the whole Dan Plan situation, and yeah, he's actually quite a good YouTuber. Chip Flake, another Storytime animator. Geez, how many of you guys are there? Chip Flake is a Storytime animation channel whose avatar is this humanoid cat thing with a red bandana. His character is referred to as Chip, and he tells stories about things he's done or stuff he has experienced. One video I remember of Chip Flakes is his video about the keto diet. Junkie Jinker. Junkie Jinker is a Storytime animation and gaming channel with about few K subscribers. Junkie is pretty well known in more than just the Storytime sphere, as he has played with the likes of Call Me Carson, James Charles, and he's well known for this clip.
Who else can they add? Oh! 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 Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god! Oh yes! Yes! Yes!
And most notably, he's the voice of Gumball from The Amazing World of Gumball.
Welcome to church. Thank you for attending. Very cool. I will eliminate the middle class.
So yeah, that's pretty cool. He has kind of abandoned his channel, but he still will occasionally show up on YouTube, but only occasionally. I haven't seen him in a while. Jaden and James animation teams. Obviously, in order to keep James and Jaden's channels up and running, they need to have a team of animators and editors and other people that help create the videos. They get credited at the end of videos in the end cards, and they're generally less well known and get talked about less than Jaden and James. So go give the animation team some love. Sugar's Draw My Life. Sugar released a Draw My Life, which is basically a format of telling your life story on like a timeline thing, where you draw out scenes that you are talking about. Most people in a Draw My Life will talk about their inspirations, how they got into animating and YouTube, you know, stuff like that. Sugar's story was a little bit darker. There's gonna be a trigger warning for this entry of just dark stuff in here. So Sugar was bullied constantly throughout her life since she was in a family of 10 kids, and they mocked her. Kids mocked her appearance, her family, everything. She suffered emotional abuse from others and almost committed slip and slide. If I say the word, I'll get demonetized by YouTube, so just, you know what I mean when I say slip and slide. At least twice. She stopped her attempts because she didn't want to leave her younger siblings. And I believe that she's mentally now in a better place. She uploaded her Draw My Life in 4 separate parts. But of course, someone combined all 4 parts to release a half-an-hour Draw My Life video. Ella's 4. This was an unfinished short that Illymation made for her film class that she was 75% done with before she dropped out to pursue YouTube. The basic story is about this rabbit named Ellie with an L on her forehead. She gets bullied because they say that the L stands for loser, but this deer stands up for Ellie and shows her that the L doesn't stand for loser, but it actually stands for love. It's a really cute short, and I really recommend that you watch it because it's adorable. It's like 2 minutes, it's really short, it's really good. Wolfie Chew's fake voice. So this was a drama accusation thingy that happened when YouTuber Wolfie Chew was accused of pitching her voice up to sound like she had a higher voice than she actually did. See, Wolfie's main thing on her channel was that her voice was very high-pitched, and if you need to see what I mean when I say high-pitched, have a listen.
The houses that we went to were full on mansions with so many rooms, and some of them even had their own private golf courses in the backyard. Of course, we weren't actually going to buy a house that big. We just wanted to look at them because we were curious.
People who thought she was faking because she made several videos on living with her high-pitched voice and people bullying her, and of course these people tried to expose Wolfie Chew because they didn't believe her stories. And yeah, it was a whole mess. But as of now, her voice is authentic and not pitched. I'm pretty sure it's not pitched. So yeah, Wolfie just has a high voice and people didn't believe her for quite a while. Storytime animation channels. I believe this is referring to the fact that there are channels that are similar to Story Booth, such as My Story Animated, and many more besides them, but that's the one I can think of. They basically create these fake stories that are so unrealistic and strange that even Danganronpa and Kingdom Hearts are quaking in their boots. And they still get millions of views. Many people have reacted to them and they like to basically criticize them and dunk on them a lot. The weirdest story I've seen on these channels was someone who is like 16 and still getting breastfed.
It starts off a bit watery. After a few seconds, it gets really creamy. Yum! That's why I told her I would never stop drinking her milk. And to this day, every morning and every evening, my mom comes into my room to breastfeed me.
Yeah, I'm just gonna... Mobile game feud. So James made a mobile game called Let's Bounce, and it had a bunch of ads and in-app purchases. This doesn't sound like a problem, it just sounds like a typical mobile game, until you realize that about a year prior, he was preaching about how in-app purchases were targeting kids and were a scam, when his game was doing the exact same thing. Kind of a hypocrite move, and James got a bunch of backlash for this. Tetris. James loves the game Tetris. He has mentioned his love of Tetris and he's played Tetris multiple times in his videos, and yeah, people have kind of forgotten this fact sometimes because James, doesn't mention it in every video, but he still brings it up, such as when he brought it up when he was talking about Tetris 99. And you can see him playing Tetris on his phone sometimes in places like Jaden's 2016 VidCon vlog. Winshard. Winshard is an animator with about 231k subscribers. They've made many Storytime videos, their most popular being a video where they tell the story of this girl with pink hair, and there's multiple parts to it, and yeah, I'm sure you probably saw it in your recommended a while ago if you watch a lot of Storytime animators. Recently, they've made 2 Dream SMP animations. Ooh. Looks like they know how to lure me in. The Dream SMP fan. Anyway, let's move on.
Welcome home, Theseus!
Cypherden Stalkers. So Cypherden has had multiple experiences with stalkers. You can see this as she has made multiple videos on it. She's had at least 3 stalkers. 1 in high school, 1 around college time, and 1 when she worked for a gaming company. Den has told these stories on her channel, and the craziest one seems to be the stalker that showed up while she was at PAX East, and she had to get the PAX East security to help him get away from her, to make sure that, he wouldn't come back. She has all of these videos up on her channel, and yeah, crazy how people just like to stalk other people. Don't stalk other people. Just don't do that. That's weird. Streamy Awards. Many Storytime animators have been nominated for Streamy Awards. A Streamy Award is kind of like the Oscars, but for people on the internet. Many of the animators have been nominated for Streamy, such as Jaden Animations, Illymation, The Odd Ones Out, and more. A few have actually won, such as Jaden winning the Streamy Award. James's twin sister. So James has a sister who is obviously a twin. She was first brought up in the second video on the channel about his preparatory school, and has appeared on the channel multiple times since, and has appeared in many other stories. James's twin sister's name is Faith, and James's sister was actually the one who ended up naming Harry the Moth, as I mentioned earlier. Dan Plan drama. So this hits pretty hard for me since I was a fan of this channel when this whole drama happened. So originally, Dan Plan was a channel made up of 3 members, a trio that made short little cute videos just about like how would you survive a zombie apocalypse, or would you survive on a deserted island, and it was pretty fun. The 3 members were Dan, the main ringleader, Hosa, who was like the animator person, and Steven, who was the cynical, kind of cool, rebellious one of the group. So this drama began when the Dan Plan member Steven made a video about why he left the Dan Plan channel and that he was done with Dan Plan. He said that Dan barely paid him any sum of the money from the channel, and Dan treated Steven very much like a third wheel to the channel. And I'm pretty sure other animators for Dan came forward and said how Dan basically made them work in sweatshop conditions, and they were barely paid anything. Lots of people stood with Steven in this, and Dan Plan lost many subscribers. Steven was one of the best parts of the channel. Oh, and Steven said to not attack Dan, so don't do that. And don't attack Hosa either. Hosa is the innocent one in all this. He literally has done nothing. Speechy drama. Right from one drama to another. This is another one that I know tons about because of the fact that I was on an STA, or Storytime Animation, obsession when this occurred. Speechy was a Storytime animator who had a pretty cynical personality and a pretty big ego. She never liked to accept criticism, and she didn't really like to admit that she was wrong very much. And she was often pretty rude. Her most popular videos were ones where she criticized her art teacher because their art teacher didn't like their art, and Then she ranted on how toxic people were at her school because they only wanted to use her because she had views. People called her out for a while and she left for a bit. She has since apologized, I believe, and completely changed her channel. She still does animations, don't get me wrong, but she hasn't really done story times in quite a long time. SMG4 / The Odd Ones Out. So SMG4 is a channel that uses Gmod to make movies? Videos? I don't know what you would classify these as. Episodes? Whatever, not important. Basically, they use Gmod. James actually guest acted in the episode War of the Fat Italians 2017, a yearly series where SMG4 will face off with Mario. He also made a cameo in Meta Runner, another thing by SMG4. I've only watched a little bit of SMG4, so I don't really know the channel that well. Storytime Animation Rule 34. This is what I was talking about during the James X Jaden point. Rule 34 of the internet is that if something exists, there is P to the O to the R to the N of it. The Storytime animators have been drawn many times in NSFW ways, but for some reason this peaked with Jaden Animations. It's disgusting because even though they're drawing the Storytime animation avatars, the avatars are based on real people, so it's actually quite nasty. If you are extremely curious about this, even though curiosity kills the cat, I'll link you a video that explains the problem going on. But this is horrible. French Pineapple. The French Pineapple is a YouTuber with 34.6k subscribers. He makes storytime videos, animated video essays, shorts, and music videos. He's collabed with people like The Odd Ones Out as well. Again, another basic storytime animation channel. Tabs Diss Track and Nice Track. Tabs made 2 raps about her fellow storytime animators. She made a diss track where she roasted 18 different storytime animators, and around Christmas made a nice track where she said nice things about the storytime animators. It was all in good fun, and the tracks are actually quite good. I would recommend listening to them if you have the time. Alex Myers. Alex Myers is a YouTuber with about 2.57 million subs. He makes movie and TV show reviews and posts about once-ish a week. Although he makes movie videos, he used to make storytime animation videos, and he still uses his little animated avatar in all of his videos. Copycats. This most likely refers to the Storytime channels which trace over other Storytime animators' content, or just copy general things about the Storytime animators, such as, basically just copying what they said in a video, or have a similar story. These can include people like Fox Goodman, like we talked about earlier, or those fake story booth clones. This is a pretty broad topic, but you can dive pretty deep into the amount of copycats there are, but I'm not going to, in order to save on time since this video is long enough already. Supreme. In James' video about clothes, he mentioned that he doesn't really care for expensive clothes, and that YouTubers shouldn't have to pressure you into buying expensive clothing. And while he's talking about this, his little animated avatar character is wearing a little Supreme shirt. Supreme's only really in this video, and yeah, it's just a thing. James Animation Collab. So James did an animation collab where a bunch of the Storytime animators worked together to animate a story that James told of how he got recognized by a fan while taking money from a water fountain to let his niece throw it back into the fountain. Tons of the YouTubers we have and will talk about on this Iceberg actually worked on this. So yeah, it's about 3 minutes long. Fanfics. Oh yeah, you better believe that there are fanfictions. There are ship fics, fluff fics, animation squad fics, and way more. You can generally find these on Wattpad and AO3 and maybe DeviantArt. These are generally just fans wanting to come up with their own stories, or just ship themselves with the Storytime animators. James actually read one of these once a few years ago, and it was pretty great. and very funny. Tony X Jaden. Another popular ship in the community. This is a ship between Tony V Toons and Jaden Animations. This is due to the fact that a few years ago, Tony had his followers on Twitter tell Jaden to collab with him. She did, and they've been friends, but of course, they made a joke in the Q&A video that they did together that they were the, quote, cutest ship on YouTube. They aren't together, obviously, and they were just joking around. But you know, it's still kinda cute. 8-Bit Liam. 8-Bit Liam was a Storytime animator who was actually fairly popular. When he started to get popular and got a lot more attention, he didn't like all the spotlight on him, and he wasn't really proud of his videos. So he ended up deleting his YouTube channel, and now there's not really much of a trace of Liam left on the internet or YouTube. Sweetotunes. Sweetotunes is a YouTuber with 965k subs. His character is a cat hybrid or a Neko, but in my opinion, he kinda just looks like Sora from Kingdom Hearts. His last Storytime video was about a year ago, and now he posts VTuber content and animation memes. He collabs with Wolfie Chew quite frequently because Wolfie is his girlfriend. James bullied something else YT/Adam. So one time on Twitter, someone said something, the tweet's deleted now, to Adam, and he added the odd ones out, and James just replied, good, that, you know, something else YT was being bullied. And, I mean, I guess this can be bullying. I couldn't really find anything else. This is the closest thing I could find. But, you know, Rebecca Studio. Let me explain. Studios is actually, I believe, the name of Rebecca's studio as well. Her studio is self-run by her, and it's a pretty small studio, but she has mentioned the fact that she has a studio in her videos. Sugar comments on R34 of her. Since I'm an innocent, almost adult, I am not going to look for this, since I don't want to look of P to the O to the R to the N of Storytime animators. I'm just gonna guess that Sugar does this to either roast the haters or just, you know, support others through whatever kind of art they may do, I guess. If any of you guys want to try searching around for yourselves for this, go right on ahead. I'm not gonna stop you. The Amazing was in Sir Palo. Remember Sir Palo's video that I mentioned earlier? Well, during the commentary YouTuber bit, Palo actually got the Storytime animator Amazing to voice the right opinion in the video. And he mentions this at the end of the video and says that, and Sir Palo says that Amazing's one of the Storytime animators that he actually likes. Smash. So I assume that this is talking about the massive crossover video that a YouTuber made of the Storytime animators in Smash in the Smash Ultimate trailer, like they were all being revealed for the game, and it was actually quite cool. I would recommend watching the video, and I'm probably playing it in the background right now, and I'll link it in the description, obviously. Jaden's sexuality. So Jaden might be pansexual. This is a kind of, not really, debated topic in the community. Jaden may have subtly implied this in her experience with sports videos. We're in this little bit where she has people holding up pride flags. Her own little avatar is holding up a pansexual flag, possibly implying that she's pansexual, which is pretty cool. James's tweet. This is most likely referring to a tweet that James put out where he joked about how using tone indicators was annoying, and he was poking fun at tone indicators such as /J. Oh, a tone indicator, for those of you who don't know, is a way for people to help indicate their tone online in something like a tweet or a comment to help out neurodivergent people who might not exactly get the tone of a message since it's not being spoken to them. James got, understandably, a lot of backlash for this and took down the tweet and apologized after he got lots of the complaints on Twitter. Rice Scum versus the Odd Ones Out. James made a pretty subtle jab at Rice Gum in his video about clothing without saying Rice Gum's name at all. Basically, he just kind of said YouTubers shouldn't convince you to buy a certain brand of clothes while showing what looked almost like rice gum in there. But, you know, it was just subtle. Implied, almost. And Rice Gum got kind of upset when he saw this, and said that the Odd Ones Out was roasting him for no reason. Everyone kind of started calling Rice Gum a baby for this, because James was just making the joke in a video, and everyone thought Rice Gum was just not having thick skin for a joke on the internet. Datus drama. So this was a drama type thing brought up by Daft Pina when he accused Datus of tracing and just being kind of lazy with his videos in terms of like art style and stuff. I believe Datus did actually admit to all this, and he has began to improve after the video came out. Drawfee. Drawfee is a channel with about 1.59 million subs. The video consists of drawing various characters in different styles. They'll usually try to draw cartoon characters in different styles and stuff like that. Drawfee is actually a group of people, hence why they have multiple artists doing the whole drawing characters in a different style thing. Alex Clark's Babysitter. Probably Alex Clark's most popular series. This series was about how Alex Clark had this hot babysitter and eventually started dating her for a bit. The series starts out with Alex Clark kind of just thinking that his babysitter is pretty hot, and they slowly fall in love and date for a bit. I believe the series has like 13-ish parts, and the final episode dropped in 2019. The stories are usually pretty made up, with like elements of true stories in there, but yeah, just highly exaggerated stories. And yeah, that's the Babysitter Saga. Daft Pina's Jaden animation callout. So at one point in time, after Jaden released her face reveal video and the music video Empty, which was about her eating disorder, Daft Pina tried to call Jaden out for faking said eating disorder. Of course, this wasn't true, and Daft got a lot of hate for this, and I mean a lot of hate, because having an eating disorder is a pretty serious thing, and Jaden had the courage to speak out about it, and so Daft basically saw the backlash, and he took the video down and apologized, like he should do. James's girlfriend. James has a girlfriend, which he mentioned in one of his recent videos. He and his girlfriend went on a trip to the beach with their pets, and along the way to the beach they had to deal with one of their dogs being sick. I don't think we know the name of this girlfriend at the moment, but that's okay. Because all we know is that James has a girlfriend and it's not freaking Jaden Animations. Alex's animation team. Alex Clark also has an animation team, similar to James and Jaden. One interesting thing about this animation team is it's actually originally where Illy first worked. Illymation first worked for Alex Clark before making her own YouTube channel. So yeah, again, these artists don't get much love due to, you know, they're not the main flagship of the channel. But hey, that's cool. We can still respect them in this video format. Sugar left Twitter. So Sugar has left Twitter quite a while ago because she thought that the app was extremely toxic, which it is. She set her profile picture to a black screen, effectively blacking out her profile picture, and said that if you're young, it's a good idea to stay off the app because it's completely toxic and it will ruin you. And all that good stuff. So yeah, great. Sugar doesn't post on Twitter whatsoever, unlike the other Storytime animators. Sugar's old videos. So Sugar did not start out with making Storytime animations. She actually made FNAF animations and some animation memes. Many of the FNAF animations are pretty basic and, let's face it, not that great. And they're like so much worse than her newer stuff, and her newer stuff is very good. You can definitely tell how much she improved over time from making, FNAF memes to actual content. Good content. Happy. I don't know what this could be referring to, honestly, but it could always just be a terrible misspelling of Laddie, another Storytime animator. Laddie has about 177k subs, and her avatar is this cute little ball with hair and legs, and she has appeared on places like Damplan's channel and other channels as well. Rebecca's old videos. I don't exactly know which old videos the Iceberg wants me to talk about, so I'll talk about both. The first one is on one of Becca's other channels, where she has an upload of a 3D animation project that she made for school. The basic premise is it's of an opera singer's voice that keeps changing styles because of this perfume? What is this? I'm a choir singer, I don't know what this is. Is it water? Whatever. Basically, she magics her way through the song from Carmen, and Becca did all the singing. Told you she has incredible chops. The other old videos that they could possibly be referring to are Becca's old videos that she made before she did Storytime animation. These feature characters with full-on mouths, which she did. And she drew just straight up full humans and not the colored marshmallow things. Some popular videos in this older style include Things Animation Girls Say, and her intro video to the channel, where her characters actually, have mouths. Oh, this was obviously before she had adopted her signature Becca style. Becca in the Annoying Orange. Oh, this one's actually quite simple. Rebecca Parham plays multiple characters in the Annoying Orange universe series, what have you. She plays Baby Blue Cake, Bubblegum, Hot Potato, and Pineapple. As of now, and yeah, that's basically it. Undertale AU. An AU is short for Alternate Universe. It can swap the personalities and roles of the characters, make kind characters evil and evil characters kind, and it can even make everybody extremely horny. Yeah, you think I'm kidding. A popular game that had tons of AUs made of it was Undertale. The heavy themes of multiple timelines led to loads of alternate universes, such as Galactic Tale, Underswap, Underfell, Flowerfell, and way more. There was an AU created where the Storytime animators would actually replace the Undertale characters such as Sans, Undyne, Papyrus, etc., and this alternate universe was called Painted Plummet. I couldn't find who first came up with the AU, but in all of the art for this AU, Jaden is heavily focused, so I believe Jaden is the Sans Undertale of Painted Plummet. But this is a really cool AU, and it does not get talked about enough. Illymation's coming out drama. So I believe when Illy opened up about her abusive ex, I believe people got kinda mad at her, because people are awful because they didn't believe her or whatever. I actually couldn't find much on this, and the video is long enough as it is, so I'm just gonna gloss over this. If you guys know what any of this stuff means, remember, it's routine at this point. Comment down below. You guys know that I love getting your information that you have if you know something that I don't. And hey, I'll give you likes for it, so do it if you do know what this is referring to. Cypherden / Rooster Teeth. So CypherDen made a deal with Rooster Teeth in 2018 where her videos would appear on their streaming platform first, and her merch would be available on Rooster Teeth's online school. This was a development deal for CypherDen, and it helped her channel grow a bunch because they were working with a bigger channel distributor. I don't know what you consider Rooster Teeth, but whatever. She partnered with them. Gizzy Gaza. So, this refers to Gizzy Gaza Cartoons and not the Minecraft YouTuber. Now, Gizzy Gaza Cartoons is a YouTube channel with about 2.25k subs. He makes animations about various video games and other stuff like that. I believe his most well-known videos are his Logic cartoon series, where he makes fun of the logic in video games like Slither.io, Sonic, and Among Us. He has several parts to these Logic series, especially in Slither for some reason. And yeah, this is just, you know, pretty small animator, so you can see why they're so low on the list. The Fear Raiser. The Fear Raiser, or Papa Fear Raiser, is a channel with about 1.16 million subs. Nowadays, he creates 3D Minecraft animations, but before that, he made Storytime videos. The last Storytime video he made was about a year ago, and I believe it was about, like, dating advice. So, yeah. But now, Fear Raiser just makes Minecraft videos. I mean, hey, whatever brings in the views, right? John Bob in Something Else YT's collab. So, John Bob was a YouTube animator who was pretty popular for making Minecraft animations and some other kinds of animations, but it turns out he was actually a child groomer, and he admitted it himself and deleted his channel. I guess he probably did a bit for Something Else YT's animated collab, which a lot of Storytime animation YouTubers do, and this was before all the drama went down, so of course nothing was wrong with it. I couldn't actually find the video clips of it, because I'm telling you, if people want something buried, they can get it buried. So, yeah, I couldn't find any clips for this, so, sorry. Imaginary Friend. Imaginary Friend is a short sketch on the sketch channel Tomska. In the sketch, it was basically about this, like, winged cat hybrid thing and this human, and basically they were having a discussion about things, and it got pretty dark to, like, bring this bomb here and blow it up, detonate it, and then the parents come in along with the doctor, and the cat thing takes schizophrenia pills, and the human thing disappears, being the cat thing's imaginary friend, because you thought it would be the other way around, but it was flipped. In the actual sketch, getting off of the basic plot, the Storytime animators of James, Rebecca, and Jaden all play the animated characters in it. Jaden is the main cat, and James and Becca are the parents and the doctor. Jaden, I believe, even animated the characters in the sketch because, again, it's a hybrid of animation and real life. You can see the video, which I'll link in the description, and it's actually quite a fun video. I really enjoy it. Jaden's unlisted videos. So Jaden has several videos which she has unlisted from back when her channel was very small. A bunch of these were like on random topics, like people imitating her on social media, and some more after that. These were probably unlisted because they were either irrelevant, such as videos of like announcements that she's going to a con back in 2015, or they just weren't good in her eyes. And obviously the re-uploaders have re-uploaded the videos because, hey, if you take them down, people re-upload them back up. It's just the circle of life on YouTube. Turtle Amigos NSFW. I couldn't find much on this because, again, I'm trying to not scar myself for life. So I assume that this is either the fact that Turtle Amigo, a Storytime animator, has Rule 34 of him, but we already mentioned Rule 34, or he's drawn Rule 34 NSFW stuff, but I don't know. So again, comment if you do know what the point wants from me. California and Arizona. These seem to be the places that draw Storytime animators like moths to a flame. Jaden and James have both lived in Arizona and did an entire video collab talking about the stuff that they hated about Arizona. California is kind of the other big state where the American Storytime animators seem to live or go to events in, and stuff like that. I kind of compare it to how the MCYTs all either live in Britain, Texas, and Florida, with a few outliers, obviously, but those are the main places where they all live. Rebecca's YouTube Rewind rant. Okay, so Rebecca Parham made a video about being in YouTube Rewind and some other stuff like VidCon back in 2017. YouTube demonetized the video, and Rebecca got angry on Twitter, of course, stating how it was so strange and terrible how she couldn't talk about the YouTube Rewind on YouTube. Then YouTube remonetized it, and Becca thought she was fine, until it got demonetized again, this time confirmed by a manual review, which means YouTube had to go and review it, and it wasn't just some bot. It was a human saying, yes, no, keep it demonetized. So yeah, safe to say that Rebecca was pretty mad, and her rant was kinda justified. I mean, jeez, how insane can this platform get? Keemstar hates James. One time, everyone's favorite person on the internet, not really, Keemstar tweeted about James. Basically, the tweet proceeded to call the odd ones out lazy, and that his voice was monotone, and his art style was lazy, and that he didn't deserve the views that he got. Then Keem proceeded to get flamed by people because of this, because, you know, it's not like Keemstar is making better content than James is, really. So, yeah, you know, internet karma and all that stuff. James liked Aaron's tweet. Aaron, or Egoraptor, known online for his animations, or more popularly, the Game Grumps, is kind of a controversial figure online. Because of this, famous YouTubers liking other famous YouTubers' tweets gets attention. I don't know which specific tweet the Iceberg wants me to talk about, but an example of James liking Aaron's tweets is this one tweet that Aaron made about Magic the Gathering or something, and James liked it. But if you guys know what specific tweet the Iceberg wants, again, feel free to comment. You guys know what the drill is at this point. Alex Clark's Jaden Pizza drawing. So in a now deleted video that I luckily found on the Internet Archive, this is a video where Alex Clark makes a short little animation of Jaden Animations crying while someone hands her a pineapple pizza. The video is kind of insensitive, especially with knowing what Jaden has suffered with her eating disorder, but this isn't actually Alex Clark's fault, as he had a Twitter poll and the fans voted on what he should animate, and he never actually made any jokes about Jaden's disorder or even mentioned it in the video. But of course, people got mad because of implications, hence the video was deleted, and it was actually lost for a bit, until it was posted on the Internet Archive in about 2018. Jackadamia's brain surgery. Jackadamia is a Storytime YouTuber that has about 47.5k subs. About 3 years ago, he had surgery on his brain to fix his vocal paralysis, or at least help out with it. The vocal paralysis came from a benign tumor on the left side of his brain. Luckily, he survived and recovered, and he still occasionally makes videos. the surgery could have made him go deaf in one of his ears, or at least one of his ears, but luckily this didn't happen and he made a full recovery. Jaden X Quackity. Why are two of my fandoms crossing over? What the heck is this? I guess this is because they're on the Epic SMP together? They seem to have a little interaction online, so this is either a meme or it really is true that people will ship any two people if they even say hello to each other, and they will automatically be assumed to be a couple. Is James a racist? Basically, somebody claimed that James was a racist and a white supremacist because he used the OK symbol in one of his videos. Okay then. Obviously this isn't true because James isn't a white supremacist and the OK sign doesn't mean white power, it means okay, but right then. Some people on the internet these days. Jaden's last name. I don't know why this has a question mark on it, and it's so low considering that it took me literally 2 seconds to Google this. Her last name is Defach or Detach, Defach, I think. Detach, whatever. I really don't know why this is so low because, again, 2 seconds of Googling. But I mean, I guess it's semi-mysterious, but not really? Damien Minded's art in Scribble Juice. Damien Minded is an NSFW artist on Twitter and DeviantArt. He draws pretty fetishy art of various characters. Scribble Juice is a Storytime animator with about 695k subs. In her video about reading spicy fanfictions, she googles big stomach art, and I'm pretty sure you can see Damien's art out there in the search results. Oh, yikes. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that this is what it means, and if not, I don't even want to search any further. Oh boy. Matty Burrito's Roast. This is probably referring to the Matty Burrito April Fool's video where he makes fun of Storytime animators and kind of roasts the entire formula of how they try to be overly relatable with how generalized most of their conversation topics are. Basically, it was just an entire April Fool's joke, and he said it was at the end, and, you know, it was just a pretty silly video, generally. It wasn't exactly like Sir Palo's video, but it did share similar qualities of criticizing, like, the Storytime animator formula. STA Gender Swap. So this probably refers to the fact that people love to draw gender swapped versions of the Storytime animators. Gender swaps have always been a popular thing online because for some reason, people always want to draw their favorite characters with I mean, they're curious at what an opposite gender version of someone would look like, I guess. I don't know, I think people just want to see male characters with boobs. I mean, people just, you know, like to make gender-swapped versions of Jaden, James, Becca, something else YT, and all the others. They really just like doing this, huh? Pantsless PJ's father video. So Pantsless PJ's, or Pantsless Pajamas, is another Storytime animator. Predictable, I know. She made a video where she talked about how she was mentally abused by her father from a young age. PJ and her family were all cut down and told that they were worthless by their father. PJ actually gets very emotional throughout the video, as you can actually hear her voice that she's trying not to completely break down when she's explaining things. She's very brave for speaking out like that, and the video was eventually privatized for some reason, but you can still watch Christine's reaction of it if you want to see what it was. Illy and Tawny Mado broke up. Illymation and Tawny Mado were dating for quite a bit, as evident with Illymation's love song video that she uploaded. In 2019, someone asked Tawny Mado on Instagram if they were still together, and he responded, "No, we broke up." There is nothing much more to it than that, really. Just a basic breakup. Illy's other ex. So I assume this refers to the ex that Illy talked about in her infamous video series about her abusive ex-boyfriend. This ex-boyfriend was super abusive to Illy, manipulating her to stay with him and convincing her to do things that she really didn't want to do, which all culminated in basically sexual assault, and that was the last straw for Illy with this guy. It's really sad to hear what she went through, where basically this dude just manipulated her for years online before eventually trying to sexually assault her, then her having to speak out about it, which is very brave. Anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. Next entry. Aiden's 2016 VidCon vlog. So as we know from the face reveal from earlier, Jaden was at her lowest low in 2016, as mentioned in her face reveal. At VidCon, she put on a kind of emotional mask, a virtual mask obviously, pretending to be happy when she really wasn't. In her vlog, you can see this. She sounds as happy and as energetic as normal, but, you know, knowing what we all know now, it's so sad to see. One of the harder hitting moments for a lot of people in the comments is when she basically states that she already ate when they offer to all get food together.
I can't see anything.
Oh, there it is! Perfect timing. That's for you guys. I already ate.
Yeah.
Let's go find somewhere to sit.
Which obviously, you know, knowing everything Jaden went through, it's pretty sad. And it's a kind of haunting vlog to see nowadays, and kind of shows how truly well humans can hide how they're feeling, like chameleons hiding their true colors. Every Storytime animator has the same personality. If you look at the personalities of all the Storytime animators, what do you notice? They're all energetic, pretty down to earth, and funny, and they're all quote-quote relatable. They all have something in common with, like, their viewers, and they can all manage to draw in a crowd because of how relatable they are. It would seem like all of these people have kind of the exact same personality of just being relatable and energetic. It's kinda creepy, actually. STA/Miss Breezy/CoolDude3. Again, couldn't find much on this one, but based on the comments from the original Iceberg, it seems that Miss Breezy teamed up with some of the Storytime animators at some point, or maybe the Storytime animators teamed up with her, I don't know. But anyway, CoolDude3, now known as Miss Breezy, is a Gmod animator. Bree mostly makes content with these, like, My Little Pony OCs. Something else YT had a pedo in his school. So about 4 years ago, Adam, or Something Else YT, told a story about how in his elementary school there was a grown man posing as a child, and this grown man, tried to lure kids back to his house. Now, luckily, Adam was a pretty suspicious child, and the dude gave him creepy vibes, so even though the dude would try to hang out with Adam's friend group, Adam was always very skeptical. Basically, this 29-year-old man posing as a child would basically try to lure young boys to his house for quote-quote play dates. And it turns out that the people disguised as his older relatives were actually a gay couple who had adopted him, the grown man, and they were all pedos, so it was very, very, very disgusting. These three did luckily get arrested, but that is still very creepy.
Okay, so
Make Jaden animations and the odd ones out. Hold hands.
freaking 800 people signed it, so we have to hold hands
So,
now.
like, you did it. You signed the
Yeah, I'm
petition.
here. Here's my
So, yeah.
hand. Or
Aww. Yay.
Every Storytime animator is a social experiment. This is a theory, conspiracy, that every Storytime animator is actually just an experiment to see how many subs you can get by just being relatable. By doing as little animation effort as it takes. Obviously they're not, this isn't true, but like, you know, we gotta have the memes on the lowest tier, don't we? We can never have an Iceberg with just non-meme stuff on the bottom tier. Alex Clark is the man whom Jaden mentioned in her face reveal video. So in Jaden's face reveal video, she mentioned that somebody other than herself had vlogged VidCon 2016. It wasn't Jaden's vlog, because in Jaden's vlog, Jaden doesn't show her face at all. But whoever had done the other vlog had evidently gotten lots of shots with Jaden in it, and Jaden wasn't ready to have her face shown off to everyone when she was in her lowly state. So she basically asked if she could blur her face, and she spent hours blurring it out for the vlog, and when she was done, she let whoever the uploader was, but they said that they were going to use the original video without all the blurring. And they did. Jaden didn't say who it was in the video, but many fans theorized that it's Alex Clark, who had a 2016 VidCon vlog, and I'm pretty sure a Disney vlog as well, and both were taken down mysteriously after the face reveal video went up. Oh, and another thing that has nothing to do with Alex Clark, when the face reveal was released, Rebecca offered to take down her 2016 VidCon video because it had Jaden's face in it, but Jaden let Rebecca keep the video up. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you enjoyed, remember to hit that like button and subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is completely free, and hey, maybe ring that notification bell if you want to be notified with every time I upload a new video. Which, speaking of uploading, my uploads might be a bit less frequent, guys, I'm sorry to say, because I'm going back to school in person full time, so I am not sitting at my computer in online school, so I can't just cut class, well, half pay attention in class in order to edit videos. Unfortunately, now I'm stuck at school, but luckily I can still script videos. So don't worry, still working on videos, even if I am in school. And hey, just because I'm not posting on my YouTube, it doesn't mean that I'm not posting anywhere else during the day. I am on Reddit with u/slothpower_. I'm on Twitter with @slothpower_. You guys know my TikTok, slothpower_. And you guys know that I am now officially opened a Discord server. The link is in my About page, so drop by if you want to say hello, because most likely I check the stuff every time I'm walking around school. And please remember to comment if you have any questions for me, if you know any facts that I might have missed in this video. I always love to hear it. You guys are amazing. Anyway, I'm gonna go back to playing Kingdom Hearts 2. So this has been Sloth Power. Bye, you guys. Peace out.